How to insure your home. Welcome to Insurance Hacks. I'm Justin.
And I am Aaron.
And we are going to use our considerable years of insurance knowledge to help you hack your way through that jungle that is modern day insurance buying. And today we're talking about home insurance, how to insure your home, some of the coverages you're going to have to understand.
Absolutely. The first coverage, and really the most important coverage, the foundation of the homeowner's policy, is going to be your dwelling coverage. Some places they might call it a coverage A, but it all means the same thing. What is the total limit of protection on my house? If my house is destroyed in a tornado, what's it going to cost to clear the debris, hire my architect, buy my materials, and build a one-off house of similar size and quality to what I had previously? So it is what all the coverages are based off of.
Is there one type of coverage for that?
Well, there is replacement cost coverage.
Which is what you just talked about.
Yeah, or there is actual cash value coverage. There's a big difference in how they're paid out. And we'll do another video about the specifics between replacement cost and actual cash value. Spoiler alert, replacement cost is going to be better.
Second coverage you're going to be looking at is your personal property. This is your stuff. I used to say it is everything from your posters to your socks, but most people are a little more sophisticated than that, so we'll say everything from your art to your clothing, huh? How about that? And so that's everything that you own. And in general, that number is based on that dwelling coverage. Most companies come with a percentage number on that. So you want to make sure that that number will help you out. The way we ask our friends and clients to think about it is if you come home today and everything you have is missing, what number do we have to write in the check to make you dry your tears and go have a nice dinner? And that's your personal property number.
And so all of that art you've got, that's covered within that personal property number?
No, that's the specialty coverage like we talked about in our jewelry video. It'd be the same thing for art. We will do another video about art and collectibles specifically, but personal property is kind of your everyday stuff, things that you can go to the store or a big box store and buy.
Ooh, another video on art and collectibles. Sounds bougie.
Go. Right.
All right, the other coverage is other structures and loss of use. These are actually two different coverages, so I'll touch on they're one of those throw-in coverages that are included, another piece that's based off of a formula from the dwelling coverage. So you get other structures, which is what it sounds like. It's structures other than the primary dwelling that is covered. These are going to be detached structures, ones that are not continuous from the structure of the primary home.
Like a fence?
That would that'd be like your fence, your gazebo,
porte-cochere?
Well, porte-cochere usually is going to be attached to the home, so that's going to be a little bit different. Okay. But yes, anything that is not permanently attached and part of that structure is going to be considered other structures and covered within that separate limit. The other one we want to talk about is loss of use, and this is a coverage that you can't use on its own. There has to be a triggered loss, and what it is if you are displaced from your house because of a covered loss, loss of use will pay for the extra expense to rent another place to live, the added expense of maybe having to eat takeout more often than the meals that you cook, and all those extra things that go into maintaining two residences while one of them is being rebuilt.
Okay. One of the other parts that people don't often think about in a homeowner's policy is their liability coverage. So we're going to talk about liability and MedPay next. And liability coverage is just what it sounds like. Whatever you're liable for, if you have someone who's hurt in your home, this can be a worker or a friend even who wants to sue you for it. That's what your liability coverage covers. And so you want to make sure with liability coverage, it's so cheap, max it out every time you can. We see too many people that come to us with only $100,000 in liability, and really you can get $500,000 for not too much money on your home policy, and it's really going to protect you and your family. The second type of liability type protection is MedPay. So let's say you're having that cocktail party and your friend Jimmy cuts off the tip of his finger while he's slicing the limes, and he doesn't want to sue you, he just wants the finger sewn back on. So throw that bad boy in ice, take him to the hospital, and the MedPay will generally pay for a quick hospital visit, not for a member of the household, but for a third party that's injured in your home.
Now, you mentioned something there. I didn't want to interrupt you, but I got to ask, do friends really sue each other?
Yes. Wow. Friendship only goes so far. Really, if someone's hurt pretty badly, a lawsuit doesn't have to have merit to cost you money, and that's why you want high liability, or to be able to convince your friend Tommy that he doesn't really need that tip of finger. Let's just get that thing sewn back on.
Money ruins all sorts of relationships.
I agree.
So the other important part of your homeowner's policy is going to be your deductible. Quite simply, this is your skin in the game, how much you are going to have to pay in the event of some type of loss. Now, it doesn't factor into liability claims like this.
No.
So Johnny chops off his finger, you're not coming out of pocket anything for that. That one's on the house. But if something happens to your property, that's when you're going to have to pay a deductible. You're not paying the deductible to make the claim. You're paying the deductible as part of the claim. It'll be deducted from the final number, but deductibles are your skin in the game. They're how much you're going to pay. Sometimes you'll see flat dollar deductibles like a $500, $1,000, $2,500. Other times in other areas like North Texas, we have percentage deductibles. So this is a percentage of the dwelling coverage. A lot of times we're going to start at 1% and then just go up from there up to 5%. A 1% deductible on a $300,000 coverage A or dwelling coverage is going to be a $3,000 deductible.
Now you learn some math. Now, the last part, or not the last part, but one of the things you really want to consider with a homeowner's policy is homeowners policies are increasingly brought to you with a lot of extras involved. Okay, so those are all the basic coverages. I do want to touch base on water. So insurance companies have taken it upon themselves to subdivide water into a bunch of different ways. Flood, which will be another video, is different than when your dishwasher breaks or when the rain comes in. So you want to make sure when you're shopping for any home insurance policy that you're asking about water damage coverage. What does it look like? What's available? And what can you get? I wouldn't call that an extra. I would call that really vital. There's not many things scarier than a homeowner than a bunch of water that wasn't there yesterday, okay? And then the other extras that have become available even over the past few years, there's some really great stuff. Some policies have service line coverage. It'll cover your sewer line and your water line. If tree roots grow through it, you've got that protection. It costs a couple bucks. There is identity theft coverage, which can cover you for that. There are so many extra coverages, ordinance coverage for if the laws have changed before you rebuild your home. So whenever you're shopping for homeowners insurance, make sure that you're asking about those coverages. I'll tell you, that considerable experience we talked about at the top of the video has shown me that a lot of people do not consider their homeowners insurance until the mortgage person says you've got to have it. And then the mortgage person only sees it from a dollars and cents perspective, the premium, when the clients really should be looking at what they're getting. Don't be short-sighted when it comes to your insurance. It's a rather large investment for your home, and it can absolutely make sure that you end up whole should something happen. We always hope that nothing will happen to you, but if it does, there are lots of things available on that policy.
Something does happen, the last thing you're going to be talking about is how much you paid for the policy. You're going to be talking about what you're getting paid from the policy at that point. So keep that in mind. Homeowners insurance is complicated. Owning a home is complicated, and it's best that you work with a professional. So I hope you learned something from this video. If you did, please make sure to comment below. Have any questions, leave a comment below. We'll respond to those questions and maybe even make a video just for you. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share, and come back next time for more great insurance information. See ya.
The Phoenix Insurance for you.